Alright guys, so on this video, we're going to get into a little bit of air purification and dust collection. If you can't tell, I got filters, a vacuum, a fan, a dust deputy. I got the stuff to get started. Now this all comes to the fact that a few months ago, I got myself a Navage. Now if you don't know what a Navage is, it's that little cool thing that sucks snot out of your face. And I got one of those, and doing the research, a woodworker was talking about him using it after he had gotten out of his shop and the stuff that he had taken out of his face. So I was in the shop, went out, sucked my face, got a bunch of crap out, started thinking it's probably not very good to hotbox myself in sawdust when I'm building stuff, especially in those winter months when the shop is completely locked down and I have no airflow. So in trying to make sure that I'm breathing in a little bit better air, we are going to work on air purification and we're going to work on dust collection. So I know that I could just start putting on a mask and that would be very handy. There's a couple problems with that. One is I have this luxury, beautiful, full, bushy beard on my face. And to do a proper mask seal, you really need to be clean shaven. So I'm not clean shaven because I don't want to look like I'm a fat 12-year-old. So we're not going that route. The second problem is I've been wearing a mask for like the past 2 years in the grocery store, the auto parts store, the hardware store, at work, everywhere. And I'm just done with it. Not going to get political on it. Just not going to put a mask on for a while. So that's where we're at. I'm starting this in my small little shop. It's not going to be a really great system. I get that. But this is going to kind of get me started in the right direction. So let's get to controlling the dust that I'm breathing in so I can live longer and make cooler videos and stuff like that. You're welcome. Let's get dusty. Okay, guys, so the first thing we're going to work on is air purification. Now, I'm not going to buy a system because I'm cheap. And from what I've actually seen online is this system I'm going to do is actually pretty comparable to one of the cheaper air purification systems. And all it is I'm going to just make a box that this box fan will sit in, and then it'll blow through these filters. So we are going to do this. I'm going to use two different filters, but I'm going to have three filters on this. I'm going to have an inlet filter, which has got like this wiry mesh, super cheap ones, and that's going to collect a lot of the big stuff coming in through the fan. And then I'm going to have another of the same filters on the exhaust of the fan. Then I have a MERV 8 filter rating that I'm going to have also. You don't want to do too much because you don't really want to restrict too much airflow and overwork your fan. So this should do pretty good, especially because I'm in a small shop. Okay, I'm not really sure why, but in all the videos I watched, everyone took all of the don't stick your hand inside the fan blades cover. I'm wondering if it just helps create more airflow. I don't know. I've seen everyone else do it, so let's make this fan even more dangerous. Alright, so to save a bunch of explaining, my filter is not the same size as the fan. I assumed I had a 20-inch box fan. Apparently, back in the day, they were bigger than 20 inches because this is old. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a bunch of 1x for spacers because the box is way bigger. So I got a big gap. So I'm going to do a bunch of spacers with 1x, and then I'll do taller spacers to actually hold my filters. And I gotta do some slits on the sides because I wasn't smart enough to do that before I built the box to be able to get filters in and out. So I explained all that. Now that I've explained it, watch me do it. Alright, so now I've tore this thing apart about 3 times. I'm having some trouble getting all of my gaps correct and all my pre-cut million boards together to fill all my gaps. For making a box, this is very difficult, and as you can see, I literally cut it in half to try to make this thing work. So, okay, let's try to maintain a positive outlook on things. So the air purifier is complete. It was the most difficult box I've ever built in my life because it's just wanted to be difficult. So I got the filters that'll slide in through the side right here. You can still adjust the speed of the fan up here. And there it is. I do got to attach it to the ceiling, and it does weigh about 50 million pounds. That's approximation. Could be more, could be less. So let me show you with that. I got the 3 filter system going on. This is the intake side. She sucks. But does she blow? So let's go over to the outfeed side through the 2 filter system and see if she blows. She blows. Now this is on the highest setting that I have, and it's not really that loud. I plan on actually plugging it into my outlets that my lights are plugged into. Therefore, when I turn on the lights, the purifier will actually turn on. And I think I'm going to buy one of the plug-in remote things so I can actually just use a remote too. So, all right. Now, we're going to jump over to the dust collector portion of this video. Now, before I do that, I want you to know these filters are clean. While we're setting everything up there, I'm going to run this thing, keep the shop closed up. After that, we'll check the filters, see how good this thing actually worked. Alright guys, dust collection. This is the dust collection portion of this video. Let me explain to you the system that I'm going to make, and hopefully this song works. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a shop vac that I got off Marketplace that I'm going to hide in a box underneath my workbench. And then I'm going to hook the shop vac up to this dust deputy, which creates, when you use this thing, it creates a cyclone with the dust and allows the dust to actually drop into this bucket, which will save my filter and save my sucking power from the vacuum. Now that's how I'm going to separate the dust. Now what I'm going to use is I'm not going to run any ductwork around because my shop is very small and I can't really sacrifice the headroom space. So what I'm going to use is this very large 20-foot shop vac hose because my shop is only 20 feet long. Therefore I should be able to attach this wherever I need to go. It will also help with just cleanup too. But that's the plan. We're going to have this shop vac hopefully coiled underneath the workbench. I'm hoping I can bring it out and bring it back when I don't. All of my tools are set up on the same size outfeed for the dust port, and luckily it matches this size. So we're going to move some stuff, get this box built, and let's get working on some dust collection. The heater. Sorry for the noise. It should shut off in seconds. So I thought maybe I should explain to you guys a little bit more about this dust deputy thing that I'm using. So I did a lot of research online, and a lot of people have recommended using this system because it's mostly cost effective and it works really well from all the reviews that I've seen. So it works just like this. There you go. That's the easiest way I can tell you. Just look right there. If you need to, pause the video. I'm just kidding. I paused for you. So that's how the system works. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to set this thing up. So you need a 5-gallon bucket. I thought about going 2.5 gallons. Just save a little bit of space. Thought that's probably going to be a bad idea. So I got a bucket with a lid. So it comes with this foam gasket. which actually, if you saw me just a few seconds ago in the video, I used this as my template to put where you need to, because you need to drill holes to bolt this bad boy in. Use your gasket as your template. So lay your gasket down, mark where you want your holes, and then you got to cut out this center circle. So use your gasket for that, because that just seems like a lot easier than what I was just trying to do. So it comes with bolt. I can't drill a hole with that, silly goose. So it comes with bolts to use, which is a plus. But it should be pretty simple. I'm just gonna drill out these holes. Now to cut the center of this out, I'm gonna use a utility knife. Now there's probably approximately 95,000 different ways to do this, but I'm gonna use the utility knife because that's just what I'm. Oh, this is gonna be a lot harder than what I anticipated. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to, oh, wait, maybe it's not going to be that hard. Just don't cut your nipples off, John. Just don't cut your nipples off. Alright, we're going for a nice circle here. More of an egg shape is what we're going to get out of this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. That's nice. As Gan would say, that's real nice. Anyways, so now we're going to put the gasket on. Put this guy on. Use the bolts, washers, and nuts that came with it. I'm not going to bore you too much with this because I think you get how nuts and washers work. But, no, you're falling off. You're falling off. Okay. You need about 15 hands to do this. You know what? Let's just shoot to when this is done. So currently this is how the setup looks. I'm going to actually put the hose runs out of here. I'm going to run it back behind this tool cabinet up over here, do a cutout here, and then that should allow me to pull the hose out and then push it back down behind there. That's the plan. Now what I want to do to cut down on noise is I'm going to box this in, and I'm going to use this filter to allow that boxed in area to breathe. Alright, so my system is complete for the moment. I still want to insulate the inside of this cabinet, and I will end doing that. It will help the sound a little bit, but the cabinet does help with the sound. So what I have here is I put the drawer on a slide. That way it's easier for me to get in here and change out the bucket. I had a notch around for the hose. I got the air filter so that my vacuum can still breathe. Now it's not completely sealed, and it won't ever be completely sealed because I don't want to overheat the inside of this thing. So now you come over here, you can see I got a big old dangly hose. So watch this. So now what this big old dangly hose allows me to do, it's going to allow me to go anywhere in the shop. And then when I'm done, you feed it back in. Okay, so I want to give this dust collector an actual test. So as you saw earlier in the video when I was ripping on the table saw was the biggest thing that was throwing a lot of sawdust. So I'm going to hook this up, run this while ripping something, and see how this will work. Okay, this is actually how loud this thing is. It's not really that bad. I don't know how it is for you guys, but it's really not that bad. This thing is on, so you pull it out from under the bench, plug it in, let's go. Okay, so like I said, I was going to run my air purifier the entire time while I was building that cabinet and doing this thing. I got the doors closed, and as you can see, the filter is dusty. The inlet filter is dusty. The outlet filter is clean. And my beard, very minimal dust. So the air purifier is working. All right, let me hit you with a little bit of technical data, and then I'm going to let you guys swipe to another video. So the whole heart of the dust collector thing is a 6.5 horse shot vac, ran through the original hose, through the dust deputy, through my 20-foot hose extension. Now doing that, I was actually worried that I was going to lose too much suction, and as you saw from the video, this thing sucks better than my ex-girlfriend's mom's vacuum cleaner did in high school. Sucks amazing. It plugs into the back of the machines that I need, and it's going to cut down tremendously on dust. As you saw from the clip, the dust drops into that 5-gallon bucket. Will be very easy to change. Some things that I do want to do in the future is I'm going to insulate the box a little more to reduce that noise. The noise isn't bad, but I do want to reduce it a little bit, and I don't want to insulate too much because you don't want your vacuum to get too hot. So I'll probably just do a little insulation under the top of the bench. Call that good. The main thing that I do want to do is I want to pick up some of those remote outlet keychain things that you'd use for like Christmas lights. I want to put them on the air purifier and on the dust collector so I can run those on a remote. The air purifier is plugged into my light outlets right now, so that's convenient. But that's really about it. So let's talk costs, because I watched a video and the dude had like 12 grand in dust collection, but he had a massive shop. I have a small shop. I don't run a lot of crazy tools. I don't have a planer or a joiner or anything like that, so I didn't need something crazy. I just wanted something to kind of dabble my toes into dust collection and air purification. So total cost is 120 bucks for me. And that's including buying the shop vac off of Marketplace, the new filter, the Oneida Dust Deputy, the extension of the hose, and all my filters. So 120 bucks, and it's going to save my lungs. It's also going to save the fact that when I get done sanding a project, I can really tackle finishing it without having a whole bunch of dust in the air that will fall and possibly ruin my finish. So and I'll keep my shop a little cleaner, which will be nice. So I hope you guys learned something, because I went on YouTube and I learned a lot about stuff like this. So I hope I helped you guys. If you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe, because my next video is something I am extremely excited for. It's been something that I've wanted to do now for a couple months, but I've had all these other projects kind of lined up in the way. So make sure you subscribe so you can see that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.